All right, what's happening, everybody? Your favorite YouTuber, the messenger for international students, is back at it with the 28-day success roadmap, which I kind of dropped halfway, and I blame you guys for it, is because you guys haven't shown me enough love. But no, jokes aside, I did drop off a little bit because I simultaneously I launched two major challenges, which was the 28-day success roadmap and the 30-day transformation challenge. The interesting part is, look, I got to keep up with my 28-day success roadmap. Like you can see, my physique is a bit better. My jawline is back. So I did go all the way through till the end of the 30-day transformation series. What happened though, however, is I went a bit slow on the cardio. I took it easy because it was really impacting my business. I wasn't being able to fully focus on it. But that being said, hey, to everybody joining on Instagram and YouTube right now, I'm back. The reason I'm back is because obviously some of you guys actually reached out to me and said, why did I stop? So thank you guys for tuning in today. For those of you who are absolutely brand new to all of this and you're wondering what's really going on. So about during the beginning of this month, I launched a series called the 20-Day Success Roadmap for international students. And this series is dedicated for anybody who wants to study abroad. And I'm going to give out my blueprints to success, everything that I know in a very strategic way so that it's easy for you to understand. But most importantly, you become successful as an international student. So let's see who's joining here on Instagram right now. Hunter Nobin, Tasneem Meyer. Where are you guys joining from today? I would love to know where you guys are coming from. Is it Dhaka? Is it Nigeria? Is it Turkey? Is it France? Is it Uttara? Okay, that's quite the contrast, huh? Okay, let me know in the comments. I would love to see where you guys are from. Also, if you have any questions about me or anything, just let me know in the chat. So Dhaka. So it's a Dhaka crowd today. Really? I'm Jeepu from Noakhali. That's very interesting. From Pakistan. Really? That's interesting. From Mars. That's from my planet over there. From Mars. From Dhaka. That's good. So we got two Martians in the house today. So anyway, I'm back at it with the 20-day success roadmap for international students with a whole lot of energy, a lot more fit, and I almost have apps, not there yet, but I'm starting a 2-month program now. So this time, definitely, I'm gonna gain more mass as well as get my apps popping. Okay, that's the whole plan. But really appreciate you guys making time today and joining me in this live. This life is for students who want to study abroad, but here's the catch. Even if you're someone who wants to, let's say, pursue higher education within your local country, you can literally take these tips that I'm sharing with you and just use it. Yeah, how about those triceps, by the way? Like my filter isn't doing justice because my filter is supposed to lift the shadows, but look at those bad boys. It's looking good, huh? So anyway, it's going to help those of you who are looking to, let's say, pursue higher education locally. It will help you select the right institution as well as make smart choices around your educational journey. So thank you. Show love. Ask questions if you have any. Hang on a second. My Instagram live on my phone is acting up a little bit. Hope you Zir full form achke deklam. Zihad. Good. Did you guys get to see my latest Bengali video that I filmed entirely in Bengali? How did you guys like that? I'm a big fan. Also, love your memes. Thank you. Yeah, I went a little easy on it. Dubai থেকে বলতেছি ভাই. Awesome. From Dhaka, from Mars. Yeah, I read that one. Cool. Great. Bhai, auntie আমার salam din. Beado, don't bring auntie in here. Okay. Anyway, so what are we going to learn today? It's something very exciting because in the past, when I, dropped off, I finished up to, what do you call it? Program selection. So you guys got to learn that how do you select the right program that you feel passionate about and how do you align it with your purpose so that you can never almost run out of career opportunities, but more importantly, how do you align yourself with the right career opportunities that you don't feel sick of? You always hear the fact that, yeah, I'm sick of my job, I hate what I do, all that stuff. God damn it, why is this happening today? Let's see. Just a second, everybody. Technical glitch. We'll be back shortly. And we should be back. We should be back right now. Yeah, another reason for you to be joining these live sessions is so that you can actually work on your English. I know you guys probably don't have friends that are probably as good as me in English. And if you're trying to improve in your English with your pronunciation, your enunciation, hey, I'm here. You're welcome. Okay? So, Hajaro may crush Z. I think girls in Bangladesh want to use me to score better IELTS or better in their IELTS exam. Okay? So I feel used. I feel like a plastic bag that people just use and throw me away. And yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. So today we're going to learn how to select the right institution, regardless whether you want to move to Canada, UK, Australia, or maybe you're trying to just look for institutions in Bangladesh, right? So let's start with, what is the biggest mistake? What are the common misconceptions, or what are the things that people do that's not right when it comes to selecting the right institution? So just 1 second, everybody. Just 1 second. All righty. Sorry, somebody walked into the office. All right. So where was I? Yeah. So what are the misconceptions and what are the things that people do wrong when it comes to selecting the right institution? Basically, number one, students look up top ranked institutions. That is definitely the wrong way to approach it. Number two, looking up the cheapest institutions in Canada or UK or Australia. That's another way to go in the wrong way about it. Number three, it's the one where people look for scholarship opportunities. So what are the institutions abroad that gives you the most number of scholarships? That's also another wrong way to go about it. And lastly, relying on your agent to tell you which institution to go for. So we're going to tackle this one at a time right now as to why they're the wrong way to go about it. So the very first one, before I do that, let me read some comments. So Salman Hussain, thank you for joining. Tasdika Manin, Mubin, there's a lot of names here. Can go through all of them. Okay, whatever. Hey, how's Kylie Jenner? Kylie Jenner is sleeping right now. She doesn't want to be bothered. Hajaro Mayor Krajdi, I wrote that. What happened, Ibnath? You sound a bit frustrated. That's not nice. AZ, wish me luck submitting my file this week for visa. That makes me really happy. That's awesome. Neil Nafiz, Said Zihad, I need those biceps too. When are you trading me? I'm not a trader. I'm not a trader. But you can get these biceps by eating a lot. That's the first step because I had to maintain my diet. Can I study abroad after SSC? Yes, you can. There's this fine line. If you can get predicted grades or if you get lucky in terms of grooming your predicted grades, yes, you can. Okay, so what else? I will not throw you. Yeah, please don't throw me. Okay, Julio, I think I answered some of the questions here. The very first thing when students look up top ranked institutions and cheapest institutions, let's look at the motivation behind this. If you're looking up top ranked institution, that means you have a pretty big ego. You want to go to the top institutions, which is fine. But the problem with that is, let me get you the second point now, is when someone's looking up the cheapest institutions abroad. Again, if you're looking for cheapest institutions, you're just kind of broke. Makes sense. And I'm not meaning in an insulting or offensive way. You're trying to save money, as you should. Makes sense. But you see, if I were to ask you, imagine you went to University of Toronto, but you couldn't land a job after graduation, which very much could happen, very likely could happen. And also, let's say if you went to a cheap institution and couldn't land a job, what's the frustration there? You still spent thousands of dollars, right? But you still couldn't land a job. You're still disappointed, regardless of the fact that you found yourself the cheapest institution or you found yourself the top ranked institution. But imagine you went to University of Toronto, which is the most expensive one in Canada, and someone went to Centennial College, which is also a cheaper institution or one of the cheapest colleges in Canada. And the one who graduated from Centennial actually got a job. Who has more, who has the upper hand here? The guy or the girl who went to the cheapest institution? Because they have a job. So in both cases, the answer was who has got the most career opportunities. To give you an example, McMaster University in Canada is one of the top ranked institutions. Western University in Canada is one of the top ranked institutions. But do you know how many graduates from there land job opportunities? Not really. And it's not a lot. You know why? Because McMaster and Western and universities like Queen's University are in very bad locations in Canada where you can't land a lot of jobs, right? Because it's empty. It's like imagine Kulna. No offense to Kulna, but Kulna is pretty empty. It's not as big as Dhaka or crowded as Dhaka, and you wouldn't get as many job opportunities there. So if you really want to make money, you got to move to Dhaka, right? How well does a Kulna person do in Dhaka? Not as well, because they're kind of accustomed to the culture of Kulna. So when you're going to these really small cities in Canada, and trust me, guys, I would say cities in Bangladesh are way more populated than the bad ones in Canada. Like when you're in Canada, if it's a bad city, it has to be a very bad city and it's not crowded at all. So what you got to do is go to the major cities where there are tons of job opportunities, because it takes you time to get used to. I'm going to get into that very soon. So top ranked and cheapest institutions don't really matter if they don't guarantee you career opportunities. That's what your eyes should be on, because that's the real prize. Number 3, scholarship opportunities and stuff like that. Guys, only the terrible institutions are going to offer you a lot of scholarships so that they can attract students. Think about it. When an institution is good enough, they don't want to give out scholarships because they know students are going to get attracted to their brand. It's like Apple not giving any discounts at all, because Apple knows they make good phones and they have a good brand. But you look at LG, you look at Samsung, they're always offering discounts and stuff like that. Why? Because it's a cheap brand, right? So good institutions tend to offer less scholarships. And even if they do, it's extremely competitive. So if you think you're going to get easy scholarships, guess what? You're going to go to a pretty shitty institution, right? Yeah, someone said Harvard give out scholarships, but how many? And to how many? Are you at the top 100%? Because if you're not at the top 100%, give up. Give up on that dream that you're going to get 100% scholarship. You got to have 90% plus average grades. You got to have those extracurricular activities. So don't be at an 80% CGPA and then be wishfully thinking that you're going to get a lot of opportunities, especially Harvard, because the best of the best in the world are going to Harvard, right? So stuff like that. And number 4, relying on agents to tell you where to go. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little exercise to do, okay? Go to any agency like IDP or whatever and tell them you want to study abroad. Instantly, you're going to see that they're going to recommend you institutions. Oh, you should go to University of Manitoba. You should go to ICM. You should go to Saskatchewan. You should go to, what is it called? Memorial University. Why? Why are they recommending you that institution? Why are they asking you to study business by speaking to you for 5 minutes? Man, it seems like they know you better than your mom and dad, right? Isn't it a little fishy? Don't you have the right to ask them, why do you want to send me to Memorial University? Why not to University of Toronto? Why don't you suggest me University of British Columbia? Why don't you suggest me McGill University? Ah, I see. Because you get commissions from the institution. So, okay, I'm not your client. The university is your client. So should you really rely on the agent to tell you where to go? 99% of the time, you shouldn't. And you should be able to ask the right questions and do enough research to ask them why they're sending you to the institution that they want to. Okay? Screw Canada, gonna move to Sydney because nobody talks about visa ratio. By the way, visa ratio is a stupid thing created by agencies. Again, it's a scam. Don't believe in that. Nothing exists as the visa ratio. Most of the time, if your file is proper, you're going to get your visa approved if it's a document-based visa application process. Okay. So those are the four approaches which are typically wrong, starting with top ranked institution, cheap institution, scholarship options, and lastly, agent. Now, I told you about the wrong approaches. This doesn't mean all of them are bad approaches. What you need to do is just optimize the approach, and that's exactly what I'm going to teach you guys today. You're going to be here with with me for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And again, for those of you who are just joining, you are looking at, or you're being part of, the 28-day success roadmap for international students, where we teach you, or I teach you, my 10 years of experience that I've gained in Canada. And I get to say that I set myself up as a successful international student, but because guess what? I studied in Canada. I landed many job opportunities with multinational companies in Canada. I launched my businesses in Canada. I made a lot of money in Canada. Didn't get to save a lot though, but it's pretty well documented everywhere through my, riding helicopters, driving Lamborghinis, staying at luxury hotels, and all that stuff. I also became the first influencer ever to have worked with higher education institutions in Canada. Then I worked with the largest commercial real estate firm in Canada as a marketing manager for almost 3 years. Then I graduated, got my PR, okay? And then I own 2 successful businesses called Connected Education and Connected Marketing. Now I'm working with institutions around the world, helping them market their brands, as well as helping international students move to Canada, UK, and Australia. That's why you should be listening to me, because you go online, you look up reviews about us, you're never going to find any negative reviews about our visas getting rejected or bad service or whatever. We have always provided 5-star service to our clients, helped over 70 plus students move to Canada, plus 20 plus parents who moved to Canada to see their kids through us, okay? And we've been in business for only 1.5 years. And I'm excellent in English, so you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Look, guys, sometimes I'm a bit goofy. I like to brag just to make fun out of it. But if you meet me in person, I'm pretty quiet. I like to stay humble. So when you meet me in person and you see that I don't talk as much, that's the real me. Okay? Now that you know what is the wrong approach of selecting institutions, what are the things that you need to prioritize when you're searching for the right institution? So let's sit down. Number 1, academic experience. Now, this is extremely broad, and I'll tell you why. The reason it's extremely broad, academic experience. Number 2 is also career opportunities. And number 3 is services. Sorry, actually, I take it back. My bad. Number 1, you should prioritize career opportunities. Number 2 is academic experience. And number 3 is support services. Okay. Let's see. What are the questions coming in? Want a job as a student without any prior experience in Canada? Give some tips. I'm the right guy for that. You motivated me a lot, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Famous agent took me off course, away from my aspirations in life by misguiding me and my family to go to a university from where they get commissions. This was 14 years ago. Yeah, man, that sucks to hear. I know. 14 years ago, it was nothing but scammers everywhere. Okay. So career opportunities is the first thing you want to look for. Screw your academic experience, screw your support services, screw your rankings, screw your costs. Here's the thing. Imagine you got to save yourself $5,000 to $7,000 a year by going to a cheap institution, but then you ended up with no job opportunities. Who's the winner here? Your dad is the loser, so are you, because you just spent your parents' money, which is $40,000 to $50,000, to end up unemployed. And then you're going to work a minimum wage job, which is probably $30,000 to $40,000 per year. And then you have no money left for yourself or to help your parents out. This is the number 1 reason why 80% of immigrants who move abroad never come back, because they can never make enough money to help themselves in the first place and help others. So you got to wish the best for yourself, achieve the best for yourself so you can take care of yourself and also make your parents proud, right? And the only way to do that is by getting things done right from the get-go, which is your career opportunities. Let me ask you this. For the field that you want to study, do you know which city in Canada, UK, Australia gives you the most number of job opportunities related to your field? Ask yourself that. I can bet $1,000 you wouldn't know. Which city? Because you didn't research. Because why? You're so busy looking up what is the cost requirement, what is the visa ratio, and listening to stupid people like the stupid YouTubers who move abroad and keep on disappointing and discouraging you that there are no job opportunities per se. So garbage, right? So, how do you familiarize yourself with this? Okay, you want to study, let's say, finance. What type of job opportunities are you going to get? You might be thinking, oh, I'm going to be a CFO. Really? Are you going to be a CFO in your first year? No. So, what kind of jobs are you going to get in your first year as an entry level student? You don't know that. What if you knew? And what if you know which city has the most job opportunities related to your field? Now it makes the whole process a lot easier. Maybe out of the, I have no idea how many cities there are in Canada, but out of the 10 or 12 provinces that are in Canada, which province should you go to? If you want to study aeronautical engineering, do you need to go to Saskatchewan? Absolutely not. Should you go to Manitoba? Absolutely not. These provinces have no job opportunities related to that. Which area should you go to? If you want to study mechanical engineering, you should absolutely go to Vancouver because most of the docks, shipping yards, and all that stuff are in Vancouver. The ports are in Montreal. That's where you should go, not Toronto. See how it changes your perception, your perspective. So, which city in the destination that you want to go to has the most job opportunities related to your field? That's the first question that you got to ask yourself. Once you have that list, then you got to move into which institution in that city offers the right academic experience for me. What does academic experience really mean, by the way? So let me see if there's any questions right now. Hey Z, feels amazing how we just met the other day, and here I am watching your live again. Thanks, man. I don't know where I met you because your name is a bit different here. For aged Siam. Okay, Anika, Yana. Hey guys, by the way, don't think it's only about studying. I'm also going to be sharing a lot of dating tips. For the single guys out there, I'll give you guys my secret as to how I never get girls. And for the girls out there, I'll teach you how to get guys. Okay? Because you should take advice from a guy as to how to get good looking guys. All right? Arafat Mahmoud. Okay, awesome. So where was I? Career opportunities. Number 2, academic experience. So what do I mean by academic experience? Let me ask you this. I think it's pretty popular, right? Brack University doesn't even have a campus, and North-South people or AIUB students always make fun of them. Am I right? Right? Correct me if in the chat if I'm wrong. So if you were asked that, hey, you need to pay 10 lakhs a semester for Brack University, come on, think about it. You're gonna study in a university that doesn't even have a campus, and it's boring, and the campus looks old. It's like a ragged building that is about to fall off, and it's boring, right? What if the teachers just suck? And what if there's nothing to do in the city and stuff like that, right? For example, if I were to send you to Khulna to study, would you like the contrast in lifestyle from Dhaka to Khulna? Yeah, you probably wouldn't, right? In the middle of nowhere. So academic experience means, what is it going to feel like being on campus? Are the campus buildings nice? Is it a one flat university? Because guess what, guys? In Canada, there are many. In Canada, UK, Australia, almost every country has bad institutions. And just because you think you're moving to Canada, your life is going to change. It doesn't work like that. It's a massive country, and there are so many places where your life could literally be way more miserable than it is in Bangladesh or India or Pakistan, right? It's going to be 10 times more horrible if you go to the wrong place, if you go to the wrong institution. Some institutions just suck. For example, I went to Queen's University. Even if they're the top ranked institution, it's in a shitty city, which is Kingston. There's nothing happening in Kingston, right? Nothing. It's such a boring city. So you got to know where you're going. If you were to take your parents and show them, hey, mom and dad, look, you paid $60,000 for me to experience studying in a one building apartment, or sorry, a 1 unit apartment, and you paid $50,000 for that, your parents would probably just say, you should have just studied at Uttara University instead. They would just be disappointed looking at that. Like, what the heck did I put my money into? Right? So, and that's exactly what happens with most students, because these scam agencies send you to those places, right? Because they just make big commissions from that. And these institutions, because they want to grow their brand, they're paying large amounts of commissions to these agents. And people are getting free service, and they're like, oh, I'm going to Canada. And then you're just going to become a slave once you get there, right? That's what happens, unfortunately. That's the reality. That's the miserable story that most YouTubers tell you about. Okay, so academic experience. What you're prioritizing in here is the campus looking nice? What does the building look like? What are the reviews of the students? Go look up videos on YouTube about the lifestyle of current students in that institution. What are students saying about the program? Okay, so one more thing that you can do is actually compare the programs offered by one institution to the other. So remember, in our first step, we figured out which city has the most job opportunities. And now let's say you have 3 or 4 institutions that you found within that city, and now you have to compare. What you can do is literally pull up their course sequence and start comparing which one offers the most courses in a unique way. And even if they cost a little more, it's more appropriate to go to that institution and favorable to go to that institution. Okay, so these are the technical hacks that you can use. And agents, like companies like us, I have an agency or platform, whatever you call it, we go that technical to help our students to make sure they're connected with the right institution. And obviously we can connect them to the right institution is because our name is Connected Education. Right? So that's what comes under academic experience. And lastly, support services. Once you get there, is the university dedicated to making sure that you don't feel lonely? You're taken care of. They're always providing you support with like events, and they're making it fun for you. They have great school, let's say support services like career development services, international student support services, resume building services, career opportunity services. Like, all these things matter so much for a student, right? Like, another thing, coming back to your academic experience, like, what does the city have to offer? Is there a lot of tourist destinations in your city? If there's a lot of tourist destinations in your city, it's a good sign. That means the city will always keep on investing in itself. But if the city doesn't have a lot of tourist destinations, that means it doesn't attract a lot of tourism, which means it doesn't have a lot of money, and it's not going to invest a lot of money into the development of the city. So you see, there's so many factors to think of, and you won't be able to do that by yourself. But the best thing you can do is get yourself an agent who has that perspective, like us, right? Who can help you with that knowledge, give you that knowledge so you can make smarter decisions. Okay. And in terms of support services, one thing you can do, how do you know? You go into the institution's website, look up what kind of events that they host, look up the reviews of the students saying whether they like the support services or not, and all that stuff. The cherry on top of all of this, by the way, someone asked about visa, about institutions. Yes, your visa approval rate actually has a direct connection with your institution. If your institution is not a designated learning institution, your visa is going to get refused. And also, if your institution is not a well-reputed institution, like let's say it's just a brand new institution, and they don't have the best reviews, or they are in the middle of nowhere, high chances your visa is going to get refused, because the visa officer knows that you're just trying to move to Canada just because it's cheap and all that stuff. Okay, so be careful with the institution that you select. And yeah, that's basically it. That's your mastermind masterclass today on how to select the right institution. Obviously, we go in a lot more in depth when you become a customer, but this is the overall strategy that we use to help you select the right institution in Canada, UK, Australia. And in the next live session, which is going to be happening tomorrow at around 4 or 5 p.m., I'm going to disclose how you can actually make up your mind on the right institution in a detailed way. So it's like, let's say you had 6, 7 institutions that you now listed. How would you decide on which one is the right one? How do you know that for your course you have good instructors or good professors and stuff like that? So that's exactly what I'm going to disclose tomorrow. So until then, eat good food, live life, have fun, and keep watching my vlogs, keep supporting me. And I think what they say in Instagram bios now, the popular thing that they put in their bios, live a little. Okay. So go live a little. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed today's session. More of these things are coming. And this time I'm not stopping anymore. So tomorrow we're going to do day 8. Today was day 7 of the 28th day. Tomorrow is going to be day 8. And we're going to be learning how to specifically select the right institution. So students, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Okay. Ciao. Take care and have yourself a great night. Bye-bye.